What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well. Now before we get started, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, which was my weekly review, make sure to go check that out before we continue, just so that you get an idea of where I've been wanting to see the week draw. So today's video is likely going to be quite short just because not much happened, and pretty much my expectations and outline for the week is, or outline for how I want the week to lay out is, going to plan. So there's not much to draw out. But we'll start on the daily. You can see we traded up to consequent encroachment off this wick, just about missing it, trading lower, just as anticipated. Now we're looking to trade down, remember, into this range I was talking about. So we had a weekly breaker high, which I'm interested in. And then as we drop to the lower time frames, you'll see that there's some inversion fair value gaps and some ranges in general. I'm looking to provide support. Now this is a gap on the 4 hour, I believe, but you can see that the gap is also here on the daily as well. So I'm going to continue to speak about this, and now this should act as a bullish fair value gap, because you can see our price traded on the downside and then closed on the upside on a daily basis. So as soon as price comes into this range, I'm looking for it to provide support, and I'd like to think based off from this gap price can turn around, and then I'll start looking for our premium PD arrays, which I was talking about in yesterday's video, such as these highs. Remember this level, which was a weekly bearish order block, and now we have this high as well to look forward to. So let's get this high marked out, just because it's a more low hanging fruit for the buy side. So I am looking for price to trade up into this. However, moving into tomorrow, I am happy to see price continue lower, this being the very lowest I want to see price trade, and then I'd like to think that we can see a reversal with this with the low of the week being created within this range right here. So let's now drop down to the 4 hour, get a closer look at price. You can see how we've just been falling very nicely. We'll likely get a slight bounce off this bullish order block, but then later on in the day, I'd like to think that we can attack these lows. These are relative equal lows. Here's a nice 4 hour fair value gap. I want to see this get filled, and again, this is that gap I was talking about. Is it on the 1 hour? Let me see. Okay, so the gap's disappeared. Oh no, it's not. There it is. We'll talk about that on the 4 hour time frame. But what I'm saying is that as price comes down, I'm looking for a reversal to happen within this range. So I want to see this fair value gap get filled first. If we dig any deeper, this is the very lowest I want to see price trade. Any lower than that, I'll step away, let price do its thing, and see how low price really is trying to get, because ideally this is going to be the low of the week for us to then look for reversals to start thinking about this buy side liquidity. But yeah, quite a nice day. You can see we just moved on lower. We do have high impact news tomorrow as well, so depending on where we are at 8:30, if we have a nice, if we're inside the range and we see some resistance as we start reaching this range, it may be very well that we get a nice reversal to trade on higher. So let's look at the 1 hour, and you can see the daily range right here. Traded higher, classic day, traded higher into a fair value gap and bearish order block right here. Very classic, guys. And then price traded lower, and you can see how we're still slowly digging lower as we start to enter that Asia session. So again, moving into tomorrow, what do I want to see? Relative equal lows. I want to see this get taken. This orange box is that 4 hour fair value gap. This purple box is a inversion fair value gap that I want to see provide support. So I will just shrink this again just to show you what I'm talking about more specifically. It's this range right here. Once we get into there, I want to see, can we reverse at that? There is also a bullish order block in here that can help with that. So let's get that drawn out. It is on the hourly. So moving this Tuesday, if we do touch this, I want to see, okay, do we have, a reaction away from that? If so, I'll be looking for longs on dollar with shorts on the pairs, with the expectation then to start looking for Monday's highs and then last week Friday's highs as well. But it's likely we won't start targeting these highs until Wednesday. I'll say that again, we probably won't start targeting those highs until Wednesday. Like Tuesday, we may see continued downwards movement, maybe consolidation Wednesday, and then, more expansion as we move to the end of the week. But generally speaking, I'm happy to see price continue to fall just as we anticipated. So that's pretty nice. And again, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, go check it out. Here's the daily on euro. You can see we're trading higher beautifully towards our weekly implied fair value gap, so no complaints right there. Now this is an implied inversion fair value gap, and what I mean by that is that I'm looking for price to find resistance as it gets into this range. So let's go to the 4 hour, and you can see our price is just traded higher the entire day, just as anticipated. So once it starts to hit this range, I want to see it struggle. We have a nice bearish order block here. It'd be nice to think that that can turn around price. Let's get that drawn out. So I'll be watching this level very carefully. So as price is reaching into this, I'll be looking at dollar very carefully to see it reaching down into its discount PDA raise, which was, remember, this fair value gap down here, and there was a 1 hour bullish order block there as well that wasn't there. So that's how I'm looking at price. And then obviously if we get a reaction away from that, we can start thinking about shorts, and then where we're aiming, well, we have Monday's lows and then we have these lows. So there's obviously beautiful relative equal lows below here which haven't yet been touched. So I'll be looking for these to get swept later on in the week as soon as we see displacement to the downside. So yep, continued upwards price action as we move higher. I want to see resistance in this range, and then I'd like to think we can start to leave it. So pretty simple. These targets down here, again, I spoke about these in my weekly review. This is what I want to see price reach later on in the week, but for more detail, go check it out. Finally, we're going to finish up on euro. Very quick video tonight, guys, and it is very late, so apologies, but again, we can see how we're trading higher just as anticipated. Nice massive bearish order block I'd like to see us trade into. This is the midpoint of that. This is the equilibrium of our current trading range, I believe. Let's go to the 4 hour, take a look at price. So you can see our price has been trading higher, relative equal highs. I want to see price take that, and moving into Tuesday, I'd like to see, okay, can we fill this range? If we fill it, completely fine. Even nicer if we can turn around at the top of it, where we also have this level marked out. Is that a PD array? I don't even think it's a PD array right now. Let me just quickly check. Should be something. I think it might be the midpoint. Let's see. Right, so it's the midpoint of this bearish order block's volume. So yeah, let's go to the 4 hour. You can see, so yeah, moving into tomorrow, happy to see price continue upwards, see if we can fill this premium fair value gap. Once that's filled, same thing, do we get a reversal? If we do, that's when I'm looking to start getting in on potential shorts to run. Wherefore the Friday lows, just like I was talking about on dollar with its highs. So let's look at the 1 hour real quick. Very simple day, upwards all day, came down, bullish order block, nice fair value gap, beautiful entry right there, 2 o'clock, classic. Guys, this is a classic day. Came down into a fair value gap at 2 a.m. and a bullish order block, and then from then on, traded on higher, breaker entry here, low, high, low, low, came down, implied fair value gap, bullish order block, could have went long, trade higher. Where we expecting price to go? Above the consolidation. So again, moving to the new day, we will likely see us reach that consolidation, maybe get a retracement, and then I'd like to think a continuation to try and fill this fair value gap to get into even more of a premium. Now don't get me wrong, price doesn't have to get all the way up to this premium. We could very well turn around at this point, so we might take out these stops and then price might start heading lower. If that's the case, we'll know about it because we'll see significant displacement, and that means I'd look for shorts and a run to this Monday low. Now being able to figure out is a matter of practice. So we'll see it around 8:30. If we see displacement away from this weekly, from this fair value gap, like if we see displacement as soon as we start touching it, then I can start thinking about these Monday lows, and we'll probably have another reversal all the way on Thursday. So I'll say that again. If we take out these highs and then we have a reversal like straight away when price doesn't want to continue higher, then it's likely we're going to start thinking about making the low, in which case we can look for heavy shorts to start running for that Monday low. Other than that, I'd like to think that we can try and fill this first and then trade on lower, because it'll create a classic week. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if price wanted to turn around, create a low maybe on Tuesday, and then reverse again on with a Thursday reversal. So what would that look like on dollar? Well, it would mean that dollar would simply grab these stops, would see a simple reversal, and then it'd start running towards that Monday and last week Friday's high, and then probably consolidate Wednesday and again I'd get another Thursday reversal or something like that. So that is like another profile for the week potentially. I'm just going based off the classic week, which is Tuesday low, expansion throughout the week, and then Thursday, Friday high. So that's ideally what I want to see. It would be very clean if it did so. But moving into tomorrow, like I said, once we're around here, this is where I'm going to be watching very closely to see how we're responding to price, whether it is going to dip deeper and reach for this, or whether we want to get out of there quick and start reaching for more premiums. So I hope that all makes sense, guys. Hope that all makes sense. Make sure to join the Discord. I am doing live back testing over on Discord on Sunday this week, so join the Discord server as soon as possible and make sure you add yourself to the list. Also, there's a mailing list, you can join that too. Link is in the description, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace.